Hello and welcome to Caretaker's Corner, where we discuss everything that has to do with caring for your elderly disabled parent, disabled spouses, or adult disabled children. And I'm CJ, and I'm here to hopefully help you out with this. Welcome to our to today's show. I was sorry about last weekend. I was just very, very exhausted last week, so I had to spend the Sunday resting. And so today I want to talk about the power of celebrating small wins and big wins. Recently, if you paid attention to or were able to catch the post I made yesterday, Barbara went to we all went to a Curiosity and Oddities expo. And when we went last year, Barb had to go use a stand-up walker that had a seat on it, so that way when she got to the end of each aisle, she could stop and rest, or if she had to stop in the middle, she could do that. And of course, she had surgery in September, and something must be going better because she was able to, she only had her cane, and we had a little pop-up stool that Robin had bought, and that's all we needed. And it was excellent, and we spent most of the time chasing her. And this is a big win. This is not just a little win. This is a big win. Now, she's been in bed most of today, and she'll probably be in bed most of tomorrow because she wore herself out, used up all of her spoons. But this time last year, she was barely able to do anything. And so it is a big win that she was able to do that. But sometimes it's the little wins that make those difference. We all want to celebrate. We're good at celebrating the big wins. We were all yelling kudos to Barbara yesterday. We were having to chase her down. It was a great day. But by the time I got her home, she could barely walk in the house. But we celebrate a lot of the smaller wins, the little wins. Like when she's able to set up during the day at the table. When she's able to heat up her own food in the microwave, when she's able to take her dirty dishes from the room or the table to put them in the sink without help, when she's able to get everything ready and take showers by herself. Those are little wins that we celebrate that most people that are not in this situation would think, what's the big deal? I mean, putting her dirty dishes in the sink. But typically she's not able to do that. So on days when she can do that, we want to bring that to her attention that, not that long ago, you weren't able to do that. This is an improvement, and it helps her to remember that she is getting better and that she's improving. And sometimes we have to remind our family members that they are getting better. It helps with their attitudes to know that they're getting better. It helps to relieve tension. It helps to relieve stress. Sometimes they think that things are terrible and that they'll never be better. And we have to use those little wins to point out that they are. And sometimes we have to zoom out. I like to say, when in doubt, zoom out, to help them realize that they are improving. Like I said, last year Barbara wasn't able to do that. This year she was. And that is a big deal. But if we didn't have those two contrasts there on that year, she might not realize how much she's improving. I know a lot of people that they don't realize like physical therapy's helping them, or the chiropractor's helping them, or that their medicine's helping them, until they take a look at, hey, this is what was going on before these procedures started, or these practices, and this is what's happening now. I know in my own life, when it comes to a lot of my the exercise and the food changes that we have to make, I'm like, I don't see it. But then when I look at my journals and everything, I'm like, oh no, I'm way better off. I'm doing way better than I was a year ago. And this is what we have to remind, especially, you gotta remember, if you're dealing with a parent with dementia, a big win for them may be just remembering your name. And you need to point out, hey, that's excellent. You're doing a great job. You remembered who I was. And it sounds stupid, but that's a big thing for them. And you need to help them remember that. Like in my case, where if you have a disabled spouse who normally has not been able to do something, like I said, carrying a dish to the sink. If they weren't able to do that previously, you can help their attitudes, their mental and emotional attitudes, simply by pointing out, hey, you did a great job. You're improving. You were able to do this. And that makes a huge difference in their recovery and in their therapies. I mean, just a good mood in general can help change somebody's recovery physically. And there's science behind that. I don't have any of it on me, so we won't go into that. But you can check it out online. There is a lot of science on that. And then you can stack those wins, right? So small wins can build upon each other. So like in the case of Barbara, when she first had her surgery, she would sit up at the table, and we had to start out with small amounts of time that increased over time. And unfortunately, winter hit, and that just kind of knocked her for a loop. But hopefully, once it starts warming up again, she can start sitting at the table again, and we can start doing those wins again. When it was warmer after the surgery, we were walking in the driveway. And when we first started, she could only go so far down the driveway. And then before it got bad weather, she was able to go all the way down and back a couple of times. You got to celebrate the small wins because they do build on one another. And just that little bit can make it, like I said, you cannot imagine how much that makes. And it's not just when it comes to like your family members. I mean, it's the basis for the Dale Carnegie How to Win Friends and Influence People course, is just stacking those wins and letting people know that they have them. So that's something you can use in any aspect of your life. And like I said, the big thing is to remember, like, when in doubt, zoom out. If you think that things aren't going that great, look at how they were going a year ago. Sometimes we just need to remember that. Well, I hope this video has helped you. If you have anything you'd like me to discuss, please put it in the comments. I do answer all the comments I happen to get. Have a great week, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.